Hello! Today I'm going to show you how to make this really cool masking card. I had a similar one from a swap from Founder's Circle and thought this would look great in a thank you card for our Christmas gifts. So what I did was I took a piece of Whisper White cardstock that is 5 1/8 by 3 7/8, which is the same size as my white layer here, and I cut out about 1 inch in from each side with my Fiskars paper cutter. So what I'm going to do is take the layer that I'm going to stamp on underneath, and I'm using Marina Mist ink, and I have all my little sponges color coded like this. Use the round tab punch, which we don't sell anymore, but I just folded it over the wedge and stapled it onto my sponge, and it makes a nice little holding thing, and then I know that this is Marina Mist. So I'm going to hold this in place, and when you first start sponging, you want to start out slowly. I shouldn't say slowly, you want to start out with a light touch, okay? Because if you don't start out with a light touch, what you're going to get is marks like this, and they're not real attractive. When you have a lot of ink on your sponge, you want to start out with a light touch, and then as that ink dissipates onto your paper, then you can push harder. Oops, make sure you keep your paper in place here. Light touch, and then I'm going firmer as the ink is transferred to my paper. Now, I like the idea of the graduated color. It's darker here and then it gets lighter down towards the bottom. So I'm going to keep using that same technique, lighter at first, and then as my ink dissipates, I press harder. Whoops, be careful there. You want to make sure you're holding on to your mask very tightly. Got a little fuzz thing in there. Okay, here's what we have when you take your mask off, and you can see where mine, my mask moved on me a little bit, so just be careful about that. Next I'm going to take the Snowflake Soiree stamp set, and here's another little tip. When I first get my stamp sets, the sticker sheet that comes with them, I photocopy that first and cut it, tape it to the inside of my case, so then I know exactly which stamp sets go in here, what the number is, what the name is, so on and so forth. So we're starting out with the Snowflake Soiree, and I'm going to use Not Quite Navy, Night of Navy ink this time. And I'm going to ink up my snowflake and stamp it right on there, and now I'm going to go around with some smaller ones. Okay, and then the next thing I'm going to do is I want to use the 1 in a Million stamp set, and I'm going to go with the Above and Beyond, and then on the inside of my card I want to stamp That's Where You Always Seem to Go, Thanks So Much, and I'm going to use these for thank you cards for my Christmas gifts that I am about to receive. So in order to get perfect placement of my words, I'm going to use the Stamp-a-ma-jig, and if you go to my blog, you'll be able to see that I have a video on using this too. So we're going to do it again here for you. You're going to ink up your stamp. You're going to hold it off to the side. I've put my positioning tool onto my sheet here. Push it right into the corner and stamp. Okay. Now we're going to bring this back in here, and I want it to line up just perfectly at the bottom of my masked edge. Bring the handle back in here again, ink your stamp up again, move this out of the way, and put it right into the corner. And you will get perfect positioning every time you do this. Okay, the last thing I wanted to show you on this card is I used a shimmer mist, and this is the Frost White shimmer paint, and you want to shake that up. And then I'm using one of our spritzers. These are really nice. And I'm going to just pour some rubbing alcohol into this. Whoops, my lid busted off a while back. You probably shouldn't do this over your project in case you spill it, which I've done before, so this is kind of silly for me to be doing it like this. Okay, so I filled my rubbing alcohol up to about 3/4 of the way full, or a little more. I'm going to move that out of the way before I wreck it. And then I'm shaking up my shimmer mist, and now, I'm sorry, my shimmer paint. I'm just going to pour a little bit in here. How much to pour in? Completely up to you. We're going to test this out on a dark piece of cardstock, and if I don't think it has enough shimmer in it, I'll just add some more. Cover that up so I don't spill that. And I'm going to shake it up, and then I'm going to mist it. And I think that has enough shimmer sparkle in it. I hope you can see that. It's really pretty in real life. So here we go with our card front. I'm going to bring my mask back in because I just want the sparkle to be on the masked part. That just kind of adds another dimension to your card. Hold it back about 6 to 8 inches or more. You don't want to overspray. That'll make your stamping run and it'll be a big mess for you. Okay, so I hope that you can see, don't look at my mistakes over here, but I hope that you can see the shimmer on this. Okay, next thing you're going to do is just put your card together. I've got 11 by 4 1/4 here, and a 4 by 5 1/4 Night of Navy. I'm going to turn that over, my edge is dented there. And then you're going to put this on here. And it gives it a very thin layer of the navy. Okay, and then on the inside of my card, you could use the Stamp-a-ma-jig again if you want to, but I'm just going to stamp That's Where You Always Seem to Go, and I'm also going to give it a couple snowflakes to dress it up a little bit. And there you have your finished card. It's a really nice, easy technique. And thanks for stopping by.